I'd like to call the meeting to order. Thank you all for coming out today. If you would please stand for our invocation and pledge. I'd like to ask Brett if you would lead us in that, please.
Our dear Father, we thank you for this day. We just be with us today as we listen to the minutes and things that are going to transpire. We ask you to be with our country, be with our leaders. We ask you in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I believe, I don't have an agenda in front of me, so I'm trying to go off memory. I think the next item is old business.
There should be one in your.
There was one in
There should be one in your packet.
Oh, probably just look around and be more observant. I don't see that. Second is reading and approval of last month's meeting minutes. I assume everyone has had a chance to read over those.
Make a motion, we approve minutes as written.
Have a move. Do I hear a second? Second. And a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carried unanimously. The third item is old business. We have no old business from last month's meeting. The fourth item is new business. We have one item on the agenda. I'd like to ask Wes what the county's recommendation is on this variance request, please.
Yes, this is variance number 22190356. It is Lian, Vung, Chin Hill LLC, 170 Moore Road, Jasper, Georgia 30143. Parcel ID is 038-016-001, and the lot size is 3.72 acres. The road access is Moore Road, and the current land use is agricultural. The variance request is for the requirements, The request is for a variance from the requirements of Pickens County Code of Ordinances 38-582 and 38-583. The purpose of this request is to construct 2 poultry houses on the existing pads, reducing the length by 50 feet on both houses on the east side. The rebuilt houses would now be within a 550-foot buffer of one residence, and that would be map parcel number 038-016-003. The property to the north is Madison Davis, to the east is Melvin Puckett and Gary Davis. The south is Chin Hill LLC, and to the west is Pamela Hayes and Alan Palmer. As you can see, there's 4 questions that we answered. If you'll look on your set again, I would just be repeating myself. Subject property has been used for poultry production business, and by direction from their supplier, Chin Hill LLC removed the 2 poultry houses to widen the road on the east side of the property. They desire to rebuild the 2 poultry houses on existing pads 50 feet shorter than they were before, which would allow for a road that goes between the house and the property line. The rebuilding of the poultry house will be closer than the 550-foot buffer as per code 38-582 and 38-583 for one residence, and the owner of the affected property, map parcel number 038-016-003, has written a letter stating that he has no objection to the rebuilding of the poultry houses. See a copy of the letter in your packet. And the staff recommendations are that the application for the variance from the buffer requirements for these 2 poultry houses to be approved. In addition to this memo, I hereby incorporate the entirety of my office's files and the video recording of the board's of appeals hearing, including not limited to all witness testimony, in order that this information be made a part of the record and shall be available for review. Do you have any other questions? I've also put a copy of the code sections in your packet also. Now, if we would look back here, and I didn't even think about it, you'll see the map that shows the various distances to the various homes that are around there. And the one that it's affecting is, of course, at 1 o'clock, and you see it's 337.5 feet. And there's a letter in there stating that they have no objection to it. Now, from what I understand, the poultry houses were there before the trailer was brought in. I'm not certain which order of business there were, and so they don't have any objection to them being rebuilt. And the letters are in the file also.
Wes, just south of there, on the picture there, those chicken houses there, right around 603.4 and 833, are those chicken houses there?
Correct, and those are also Chin Hill. Okay, the property to the south of the two chicken houses are the Chin Hill farms also. Chin Hill LLC. And those are new chicken houses, correct? New?
Which one?
The ones, the four below.
The four, yeah, they are.
What about the ones on the right-hand side, are they new?
They don't belong to us.
They are old and not in production,
Oh.
correct? They use them for storage. Same with the one on the left. There was two, and it appears that one was removed, and that was just storage. Evidently, there were quite a few out there at one time. So if you have any questions there, I put all the distances that I could to show houses that were not Chin Hills. There's one that is Chin Hill that's that I did not map because it's their property.
Y'all have any questions for Wes?
Very good.
Is there anything that you would like to add? Nothing? Or are there any questions for the Hills? Okay, so we have two people that would like to speak. There's no questions for Wes or the Hills. Ms. Pamela Hayes is the first one.
That's me. My husband's going to speak to represent me.
Can I represent her?
Yes, sir.
How far is it from her front door to the chicken houses? How far did he have it listed? I couldn't see.
Okay, let me look and see, make sure I know which one is the Hayes's.
That's the 199 Moore Farm Door.
Okay, so you're Moore's Farm Lane,
Yes,
551.3 feet.
551. And that was measured by the city of the county.
That was measured by a series of map information that we have. I did it a series of times, and I never came up with the same amount, but it was, I had 552, 553, 551, and that's to the very corner of the house that we can see. Now, if you'll go back to that, there you go. So we used the very last one, it's 551.3.
And those chicken houses were tore down to expand the driveway. When is that supposed to happen?
The chicken houses have been removed, correct?
Right, but the driveway's never.
The driveway
changed.
is going to be on the right side, and you can see the road is existing now. Evidently, the trucks weren't able to turn, so they want to come in and expand that, so they're going to be 50 feet off of that side.
And does Tyson maintain that gravel part of the gravel?
Does Tyson maintain it? Yes.
Because they haven't done anything for quite a while. I know it gets pretty muddy when it rains.
Is that right? Okay. So Tyson's going to put gravel on the road, is that correct?
If it's required, if it get really muddy, they require us to put gravel.
Uh-huh.
We will do that if it's
Okay.
required.
So we need to have some gravel put on there now,
I mean, it gets muddy down in the corner and
Right.
right there in front of the.
and it's mainly because of the trucks then, correct?
Yeah, I mean, they're very seldom does the cars tear it up. It's those tractor trailers when they go to the lower chicken houses.
Okay.
Sorry, is that for Are you talking about the gravel for the two previous exhibits?
The easements that go past the
That go
chicken
past
houses
the
you're
chicken
wanting to
houses.
build, and then the ones that go down the hill.
Uh-huh.
When you pull through there, if it's raining and they come in there and take the chickens out,
Uh-huh.
it tears the driveway up. pretty
Okay,
bad.
so you want us to put the gravel down?
Well, just keep it maintained, keep it maintained. is all.
Okay, I'll let. So.
Sir, while you're standing, just so I can point, this is your house, correct?
The metal building that below them, yes.
Yeah, okay. And you're talking about turning down this road for the gravel or
The
on?
easement that they give us to get to our place.
Yes, sir.
And, right there in the corner where the easement turns off.
This corner here, turn off more. Okay, I just wanted to understand, make sure I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, and I'd heard something about some foundations for the other two chicken houses. As far as I know, there's nothing but dirt there.
Correct, they're just pads, dirt pads, yes, sir.
Dirt, yeah, just dirt, yeah.
Yeah. They kept saying pads to me, I thought it was different.
Yeah,
too, and
well,
I
I said
understood.
that there's two pads out there, but
Yeah.
they were for
Dirt.
dirt, or feed bins.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Were there, is that all comments you'd like to make?
Yes.
Thank you.
So is that a stipulation that you want to make, that they do improve the gravel?
Maintain the drive, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's getting pretty bad.
Okay, for the record, I don't think I've mentioned it, but it says here that Ms. Pamela Hayes was against the variance request.
We were, yes.
Mainly because when we go to resell, it's easier to sell our property without having to pass two chicken houses, because the ones down below are out of sight, out of mind. So, and they maintain them good, they don't smell, it's not like it's a, problem. But when you build two chicken houses at the edge of the driveway, it's hard to sell your property when you go by. So that's the only reason we were opposed.
The next person that would like to speak against the request of Mr. Puckett, Melvin Puckett.
I just want to ask some questions. So these are going in under the new roof, just like they never was there?
Yes, sir, that's why they're asking for a variance. Correct.
So you can build right up against a property line, but you can only be 550 feet from a residence?
Correct.
Okay, that's the way it is, so anybody can do it.
Yes, and unfortunately,
Regardless what your plans are for your property or whatever, that's the way the roofs stand.
correct, it's next to a residence. And like I said, if they had not torn down the buildings and just replaced little by little the two chicken houses, we wouldn't even have to deal with the variance. But unfortunately, Tyson just took the houses down. Now, just like you, if you were to start rehabbing your house, you wouldn't necessarily have to get anything new other than electrical only permit or something like that, but you wouldn't have to, if your variance was already granted to you, you would not have to get another variance.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so what?
So what you're saying, Melvin, is
If they're meeting all the setbacks, what's the variance about?
one house.
Okay, but they're okay with it. So
They're
ain't
okay.
nobody else really got a say in it.
Sure you have a say, it's just whether there's an outcome in your favor.
Yeah. Okay. But the county's recommended, go ahead and issue the permit, is that what the
Yes,
county
sir.
recommended?
That's what my office is recommending, not the county.
Okay. Well, I didn't know, I was unsure about the roofs, I didn't know the roofs. And those other two chicken houses, I bought them, the ones on that side of the road, I bought them just where they wouldn't build back.
Oh, you mean the two that are on the right
I
hand
am
side?
on the right.
Okay.
I bought them, but, so really, ain't nobody else got a say other than one house. Because all the rooms have been met, other than that one residence.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, because you're a citizen of the county, technically everybody's got a say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but if you meet the setbacks, I'm just unsure you got a, you know, a good bit of land, and you might want to put a subdivision or whatever, but if somebody can build right next to you, that's what I'm asking. And evidently, that's what the way it is, right?
Well, if they build a residence there, I guess it depends on who comes first too, because we've had this happen before. There's been chicken houses and there's been houses. And in fact, the person who owns the chicken houses, they can build closer, it's their choice,
Oh, yeah.
you see. But in order for someone who has a home, they don't want to be infringed upon
Right.
any more than 550 feet.
Right.
Used to be 500, but 550.
I guess I have a question for
Yeah, that's the closest.
Mr. and Ms. Hayes as well as Mr. Puckett is, are y'all still against the, okay. Just want to make sure, because it sounded like if they did the repairs.
It just affects the aesthetics of our drive and reselling of our property. This is, you know, and that's where we.
We're looking to maybe relocate here in the next year. I'd like to get that high value for the property that it is now.
So the only reason I asked the question is it sounded like you could interpret it, or at least I could interpret that if
Well, I
they
mean,
maintain the road there, that y'all be
If it's
okay
already been
with it.
decided that they're gonna be built, I would like the road maintained. If I can't stop it, then you might as well jump on the bandwagon.
Because it sounded like it had already been decided no matter what our opinion was.
No, it hasn't.
Well, we're not in the 500, we was a foot out.
Well, again, it hasn't been decided yet. That was a recommendation the county, Wes's office gave, was to go ahead and approve the variance request. That was just a recommendation. We haven't voted on it yet.
Because originally we were told we were asked because we were within that limit.
But evidently we're a foot out. I'm gonna go home and smack the corner of the building and knock it out.
Knock it out a foot.
Extend your roof line.
Well, again, I just wanted for the record, just so that there was no misunderstanding or misinterpretation on my part that,
Yeah, it's strictly for property values for us.
and Mr. Puckett.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's just, you know, in the future, I've got about 60 acres. You know how many houses have been built in the last 5, just imagine 30 years what's gonna be out there, you know. And the new chicken houses you build, they got a nice foundation on them, they'll last 60, 70 years. They're gonna be there a long time, you know. They ain't gonna bother me, but it might bother my grandkids and my great-grandkids, I don't know from 7, you know.
But you know, this has not been decided, this is just, that's why we have the hearings.
But that's the reason I bought them 2 houses. I didn't want them, but I was right at them, you know, I was right below them, and it's pretty rough. But it's been nice for the last few years.
I mean, at times it can get very bad with just a 4 with just natural, and then to add 2 more, it can get really bad. As far as just the
Yeah,
odor.
they're in clean out, you know, if they clean them out quick and get them cleaned up quick, it ain't too bad. But if you linger, that smell lingered for 3, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, it can get pretty nasty.
Are there any other questions or discussions?
Anybody done, I forgot already.
We'll take them in. Mark, what you think?
The 2 chicken houses that were torn down, they were in operation at one time, correct?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, several years ago.
yeah.
Several, yeah, been several.
They never operated.
They, okay,
They were-
previous owners?
Tyson had cut the previous owner off.
They've not been in operation for several years before they bought them.
Yeah.
Quite a few
At
years,
least
actually.
2 years, I know
2
of.
3 years, yeah.
Even the Ford at the back, it was all, Tyson had to pull that horse turbine, or whatever, they didn't put supply.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have some, I think that's when do I have to
Go,
say?
yes, go, no, you can sit or stand, we're not that formal.
It's over there.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Okay, when we bought them, when we were planning to buy them, like, we came and looked at the farms first, and it was Dustin, the previous owner.
Yes.
He was still operating the 2 houses up there, and then the 4 houses down there as well. They were still in operation, but the 2 houses at the top, they were pretty old for us to operate, so, and then it was a little pricey for us to afford it, so that's why they were torn down. They were operating until 2020, December.
Thank you. Any other questions, discussion? Do I hear a motion, one or the other, to approve or not approve the various requests?
I move that you approve the variance, we approve the variance request.
We have a motion to approve the various requests. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a move and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous to approve. Is that, the next item on the agenda is board comments. Are there any board comments? No, there's no board comments. Next is public comment. Is there anything from the public you would like, from the public would like to say anything? If not, is there a motion to adjourn? Do I hear a second? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming out.